So Friday night fights at Cash's place again. Matt and I are going to play on the desert board with his desert Brits and my desert Brits, and I'm using the exact same list he is, so we can't blame it on the list. And we just got to see this epic. I guess somebody had more time on their hands at work and did a flowchart of how Assault in version 3 works. I don't know. I think reading the rulebook is going to be easier than reading this, but whatever. So we still haven't decided what mission it's going to be, so I don't know if you know what the page number that is. You're almost there, yeah. You may have passed it. Oh, we'll just catch it after we roll it. So we rolled up a free-for-all. We're both using the exact same list, so it's just roll to see who's attacker defender, but who gets to pick their side. So I rolled a 5, and you got to use the cheater dice. Also roll a 5. Aha! Roll a 6.
Came up with the rat. I came up with the deuce.
I'll choose this side just because I'm lazy. Alright, so after the world's longest deployment phase, we are done. So Matt, why don't you explain what both our lists are, because I have no idea. I just pulled out stuff. So go ahead with what you've got.
Well, we're both playing Australian teams.
Alright, so Fearless Confident?
Fearless Veterans.
Wow.
For both 25 pounders, Crusaders on the right hand side.
Yeah.
One wrecking platoon of carriers.
Yeah.
One platoon of Shermans.
Yeah.
Your center core yard.
Observer.
More Crusaders. One objective here. Other Shermans. And then the second objective over here on the right hand side.
And I have the exact same thing. I've got Shermans over here. Recce about to use the new road rules. Sweet. My Grants, which everybody's giving me heck for not painting. I'm not playing Star Wars the Old Republic until they're finished this week. And this starts Monday because I am playing on the weekend. But starting Monday, yeah, you heard it here first. So if these aren't done by next Friday, whatever. And I've got my Command Crusaders back here, more Crusaders, trucks, 25 pounders, quads, more Crusaders. And yeah, that's what we've got. We rolled up, used the table in the rule book, and we rolled up a free-for-all. So I technically finished first because I deployed first because we have the exact same list. So I get the +1. And I rolled a mighty 3.
And you need it.
Oh, it's tie.
5. 7. Again with those dice.
Right on. Alright, good luck. Alrighty, so we did turn 1. On my turn, I was shooting at some Shermans, not realizing that they're trained, so I would have hit them on 5s, not 6s. Which came into play when he shot back at me, but he did roll the 6, to be fair. And he popped into mine. But
you also rolled 4s, to be fair.
What's that?
I said you also rolled 4s, to be fair.
One of them was a 5 on your Sherman. Jerk. Anyways, so my grand plan was to drive up this hill, assault his platoon command, which was spotting, hopefully kill it, and then...
Which you did.
Which I did, but I did in the shooting step, because I'm an idiot. I shouldn't even have bothered shooting. I need 60 to hit and I get him. But the plan was to assault this guy, and then fall back to here, because, you know, with this, like, almost none of the guns can actually see. Here's one of the few times where video is better than pictures, because here you can actually see, apart from the one Crusader, that's about it. And the thing is, it would have pinned him, you know, because if he loses a model, right? So that was the hope. But like an idiot, I shot at him needing 6s, and I actually did kill him, so I couldn't do anything. And return fire, he has an observer over here. We measured, one gun was within 8 inches, so we fired with 3 guns and brought him to below half, but my guys are still okay. I bogged one Crusader, and turns out these other Crusaders couldn't even make it over this wall because of slow going, because it's 8 inches instead of 12. And I moved Crusaders up here, and I bailed out one of these tanks with my 25 pounders. It's going to be now my turn too. So it's kind of a hodgepodge, but what can you do? Here we go. So I got super duper lucky, even though this is still the top of turn 2. I moved my Crusaders up and bailed all 3 of his Shermans, and because he needed basically only 1s to not get killed, because these are Crusader 2s with 2 pounders, and so I got 3 bails and he rolled a 2, so the platoon's dead. So it's now your turn to Okay, so the rest of turn 2. Sorry, we got to be quiet because we're at Tristan's and his the kid is sleeping. He decided, because the Shermans were lost, it turns out that because they were triple bailed, he didn't have to take a motivation test. We only looked it up because he quadruple bailed these guys with an artillery shot. And then Marty, because of his crushing victory, or Joyous Oblivion, because of his crushing victory downstairs versus the Finns, looked it up and goes, no, I don't have to take a motivation test. So, to be fair, we rolled my motivation test, which I passed, unfortunately. He moved a bunch of stuff over there to start to defend that, because otherwise I'd just drive up. What do you do over here? Crusader, yeah, the Crusader missed because it's concealed from over there. So it's going to be my turn 3. I'm just going to start things off with seeing how many of these 5 tanks get back in. Oh, of course 2 of them stay in. And see if these 2 guys get back in. Oh, only 1. Pathetic. There we go. So turn 3 coming. Turn 3 is over. These Stewart, aka Shermans, were able to, through concealment, pop side armor of the Sherman over there. And he failed his motivation again, so now he's down 2 Sherman platoons. On my turn, I tried to run away with my Recce platoon. I just didn't want to lose the point. His 2IC Crusader, which is now blown up by these Shermans, was within 8, so I failed my skill check. So he's got 1 platoon kill, and I've got these 2. These lads moved up, took shots into here. I somehow, only Crusader versus Crusader is when you make your armor saves. Oh, and his artillery came in here, and I made my armor saves as well. So that is my turn 4. So the end of turn 4. I beat up some more Crusaders. I moved up that platoon, this platoon. My Shermans are moving up. My Shermans moved up to shoot at that gun. The CO bravely drove to the side and was hoping for the 2-shot kill. He bailed only 1. Over here, he actually did range in. Killed 1, bailed another. But that's his turn, so now it's my turn to hopefully put him below half. So I should be able to do this on turn 5. Here we go. So these are my armor saves on the Crusaders.
Holy fuck.
That's his firepower tests. So he was able to blow them up with the 25s here. He didn't take my bait of these guys. He moved his command tank over here within 4 inches of the objective. Forced a bail on them, so it's going to be a motivation test there. So you just got a platoon. And now, oh my god. Oh my god. There's 2 platoons, so now I'm at half, I think. Yeah, I've got Shermans, Crusaders, and the gun team. So I'm at half. You're below half, and you're currently winning. But you only win this at the start of your turn.
I have to live.
Yeah,
but
clearly
I'll get defensive fire at least on the assault.
Well, do you think these Shermans are not going to go kill this?
They would have to go after. They have to go back.
Obviously. So we'll see what happens, but now I have to kill this or else. So there we go. Dicey. I can't even contain my laughter because the most improbable thing of all time just happened. So these 3 Crusaders that don't have turrets were just pissed off, didn't want to get shot at by this observer. So I drive in and roll this to go in. Right? So I just rolled this to go into that building. And one of these, first of all, one of these is my commander, who's now bailed out. But because this guy's dead, and they're fearless, I had to take a motivation test, because they're now, and I just rolled that, like a no word of a lie. So I just rolled that, so I lost that platoon. Over here, my Garants couldn't kill him, he's just bailed out. That's actually bailed out. And
these dudes.
And those guys are dead, yeah. But I did move my 2IC to contest that. So in an absolute comedy of errors, I killed 1 gun with artillery, and that is the biggest fail of all time. So I just lost my general and my platoon commander. Sorry, and my CO.
How did they die?
Taking you below
This is stupid. This is the stupidest thing, Marty. I can't believe it. Like, those 3 Crusaders went to assault this guy in the building.
Why did the Bogdanlings die?
They didn't die. I rolled triple 1s, so all 3 of them bog.
Okay.
Right?
So then the assault doesn't happen, does it?
Correct, the assault doesn't happen. However, one of these three, it's not a platoon of three, that's a platoon of two, of which one of them is dead, and my commander is in there. So they're all bailed.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead. They failed their motivation test because I'm now one destroyed. Remember how we were talking about if you're triple bail? Yeah.
Oh, did you
so
do
they're all
that
destroyed.
this turn?
I just did, yeah. So
I thought, why would you take a motivation test when you bailed?
because I'm down to 0 operating models. That's why. I drove in and bailed all 3.
Okay.
Or bogged all 3. Going into the building. Because they apparently that's solid.
But
well,
then
it is
doesn't the
solid
assault
rock.
not happen?
What's that?
Then the assault doesn't happen.
It doesn't. It's not about the assault. It's just at the end of the step, I have no working models because I just lost 3.
Okay.
But because this guy's dead, this guy's part of the platoon, so he's dead, and I've got 2 bailed, and the commander's next to him. So that's how that happens. So that's sad. So now it's a race because my commander's dead, and that platoon is gone. So I'm now below half with no commander. However, it is now the start of your turn. This is your commander, and you are also below half. So I don't think he can roll if he's bailed out. So you have to get in this turn right now, or you lose the game. And then if you do get in, then you get to roll your company motivation, and if you fail.
He gets back in.
So he gets in. All right. So now you have to pass your company morale, which you pass. So you win the game. That is the stupidest way to end, but that's the way it works. Wow. Wow, well, good game. That was crazy. That was just nuts. Like, look at this mess. Look at this mess of Crusaders. That's an insanity. That's a... Oh, man. That's an awesome game, dude. Alright, so normally when I do these things, I say, what would you change about your list? But our lists were the same. So what would you do?
I would definitely change the deployment.
Yeah, what do you think? Not the guns over there? I think the guns over there was not...
No, I think I split my armor up too much. I think I concentrated too much of my armor over on this side.
Yeah.
Expecting to kind of... I wanted to try to get around this area over here and kind of take a run at your guns, but that didn't end up happening. Yeah. I didn't expect you to come in through the center of the town from both angles.
Well, that's the thing. You haven't been around. Whenever I play British, I always try to go for the town. It's like my secondary objective, which clearly these guys are live, so it's really a draw. But no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so when you started targeting units over here, I had to bring some reinforcements this way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you took out my
well,
two
that was by
Shermans,
epic
that
luck.
changed.
Just with that was just
that was the
Crusaders.
coolest thing, but.
I know when I run my Crusaders not in a div cav list, they are Crusader. 2 of the 3 are Crusader 3, so they'd have strength 10 guns. So it's even crazier. Because imagine all those shots, but are strength 10 when I shot at your Shermans. The only thing I don't like about the list is the Crusaders as the commands, because they're too easily killed.
Unless you're.
But you don't have.
Well,
but really, but you don't. But yeah, well. But the thing is, you don't have a choice because you have to go with Crusader commands, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
because it's divisional cavalry, Australians. Yeah, so you don't really get a choice. I would maybe. I mean, I know you don't have the infantry painted, but I would go for the infantry one that can take div cav as the support. So you can take div cav as reconnaissance, and then 2 div cav units. So it's the only infantry one that I know of that can have 3 units of tanks, and it's infantry.
Either that, the only thing I'm thinking about changing is possibly taking out a platoon of heavies, putting a platoon of infantry in, and then seeing what points are left over, see if I can get up to 8 guns. I
would take a unit of Oh, you can't take Crusaders out, yeah. Unless you just change your list drastically. It's not a bad list. I don't know. The artillery almost doesn't have a place in it. Like, I think if you go all tanks, you should go all tanks. No.
I dropped the artillery out of my US tank list.
You did the same thing? Yeah.
They're kind of
I mean, he had the models, he bought he painted them up, and it's fine. It has its place, but... Well, in a way, that's kind of like his... If you think about it, the guns are kind of like his infantry unit on his home objective if he digs them in on turn 1. Because they're pretty tough to kill now.
True, now.
Because now tanks can't just drive up and assault them, because now the 25-pounders are very good against tanks in combat.
Yeah, they can shoot them.
They're the best. Well, they shoot them quite well, and then assault, they get 2 they get to swing, and it's ATR 9 firepower 2+
Like inside.
in the side. That's ridiculous. Yeah, so that's why I didn't assault them. Like normally in the past, I would have taken the reconnaissance and just driven straight in and just taken the defensive fire.
Yeah, I think that one move where you couldn't pin my guns changed a lot of the way.
But you know what? It's like one dice throw away. It's like, oh, well, I don't know why I'm rolling. But like if you roll, it's like, oh, they're unpinned, and then my guys are screwed.
Now, if you could have got your tank teams around the side and charged in from the flank, that would have completely negated all its benefits.
No, he doesn't, because 25-pounders, Marty, have turntables.
Oh, I don't see them. Oh, I couldn't see them.
Yeah, they are modeled
Oh,
on.
there we go.
They're on top.
Okay, I see them.
Ta-da! Looks like the big Imperial Guard, the old Imperial Guard wheels.
Yeah, so technically I don't have to turn the bases on these. I just leave it.
You still have to turn the bases because you still need line of sight is from the front.
But it just lets you see.
Yeah. But when you get assaulted, yeah, it means you can. Yeah, you have 360.
Because normal guys, they can't turn and do that.
Yeah.
Right.
There's almost no other gun that I can think of that has turntables that aren't like 88s or something. But like, all right,
Even I
artillery
don't think
guns.
they do.
88s have turntables. Yeah, I know mine do.
Are they immobile?
They're immobile, but they have turntables, which means if you assault them, like yeah,
Well, Bofors do then too.
yeah, Bofors do as well. Well, they're anti-aircraft, so it makes sense.
Oh, so
That was one of the wildest games. That was nuts because it looked like I was smashing you. Like it looks like I was smashing you, and
Up
then all of a
until
sudden,
the last turn.
so many ones I rolled.
I got called from downstairs to come up and see this because it was epic.
Well, that is pretty epic.
It was
Me losing
epic,
in my
yeah.
commander and a platoon and putting it me below half because I rolled quadruple
And
ones.
then his commander jumping in and
Well,
And his commander jumps in. Yeah,
there's a lot of things that had to happen. The only thing that had to happen
well, I got
in order
greedy.
to stay
All I had to do
is
all I had to do
kill those
is
two.
yeah, but all I had to do is not assault.
or shoot him.
I shot him and did nothing because he's gone to
Then wait
ground.
another
and-
turn. Do it
Yeah,
again.
I just got greedy. I just got greedy. Anyways. Well, thanks for the game, dude, and enjoy those Churchills
you next
next
week.
time. Yeah, see you next week. I will probably... No, I'm forcing myself. If
Paint
next week
them.
these are not painted, yeah, shoot me. Or delete my Star Wars character. Yeah. Alright, thanks.
Big Fallschirmjäger platoons.
I'm hitting these three.
Yeah, I rolled 2 1s again for my platoon morale. These are not casino dudes, but
I
still.
rolled so many ones upstairs,
What's
dude.
that? 88% chance of passing, and I failed.
88% of the time, they fail. Every time.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll shoot the infantry first. 2 mortars and regular
This
dudes.
is Rob and Brett playing.
6s.
Bail.
See how the Finns are doing.
4 plus
The
5. So he's bailed.
AT guns.
And the mortar team is fine.
Alright, so I bail him out with my nebs.
Nothing.
Bail! Let's do the main guns here on the side.
Panzer IIs.
Panzer IIs for the win! Oh, sorry, there's 3 of them shooting. This guy's over here.
Might
So
be able to have 16 though, because the 5
he's within 16.
or the pack, whatever, KWK 5.
2 centimeter.
That's 2 centimeter.
So 3 shots. Oh, sorry, he didn't move. So he's got 3 shots, and they've each got 2. Hitting you on 4s because you're in the open.
Yep.
Oh, yeah!
That's brutal.
Well,
So how's it going, Chris?
that well.
Is it going bad or good?
Well, my artillery hasn't been able to. Well, it hits all the time, but I can't actually kill anything with
So that's Panzer 2 hits on this
And
platoon
you're still there.
attack.
So
This one's bail.
So Chris is using a BT-42s,
I guess I'll
It's strength
BT-7s
5
with some
18.5.
Finnish howitzer thing
two on
on
the
it.
close
Look
one
really
and
cool.
one on each other one.
Are these here or are they dead?
That's dead.
Okay.
So that one ignores, that one ignores. The other two
I should take some
are
pictures.
destroyed.
This looks so cool.